Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Wiggin' Out with Bobby Z, hosted by me, Bobby Z. It's a Wiggy Weavy Wednesday, and it's a tutorial, so double yay! Today I'm going to show you guys my most requested tutorial to date, and that is how to turn synthetic hair from this to this. So yes, everybody, this is the coloring synthetic hair with a Sharpie tutorial. So yay! I just have to have a disclaimer. When you do this to synthetic hair, you're not permanently changing the color of the hair. Yes, a Sharpie is a permanent marker, but the process in which I do this, which is coloring with a Sharpie, spraying with alcohol to distribute the color, it will not permanently change the color of the hair. So if you add a lot of hairspray to this, if you rub it too much with your hands or anything like that, it will transfer, it will get on your costume, it'll get on your hair. So I'm just warning you guys right now, don't wear a light colored costume if you're going to be doing this to a wig, because you'll be mad at me and it's not my fault because I will on your ass. Okay? So the first thing you want to do is you want to get your synthetic hair. I'm using a 613, which is a light platinum bleach blonde. This is 18 inches. This is Futura iron safe hair. It doesn't really make a difference as long as it's light. You can't really do this on dark hair, anything that's black or dark brown or anything like that, because the Sharpie is just literally sitting on top of whatever color you already have in the hair. So starting with a light colored hair is best. You can maybe do this with a light brown or a strawberry blonde or something like that, as long as you go darker, like you go to a dark brown or a black or a deep purple or a deep blue or green on the ends, then you'll be fine. If you want something to be really light or vibrant or pastel, you really need to start with a 613 or white, because you're not going to get that vibrancy, you're not going to get that saturation on dark hair. So usually I would do this with just a full pack of hair, but I needed to use half of this hair for a client. So I split a pack in half. And if you're using a brand new pack of hair, just open the pack and take the hair off the cardboard, but don't take the binding or anything off of the hair. Leave it wrapped up and attached as it is, because you'll thank me later. It'll be so much easier to color it if you do that. But since I had to open my pack, I just took a hair tie and wrapped it around the end of my bundle that I'm coloring, just so that it would hold and it wouldn't be getting hair all over the place. Besides the synthetic hair, you're going to need permanent markers in whatever color you want. I'm using pink and blue. Pink is my base color, blue on the end, so that when I fade them together, they'll turn purple in the middle. You can do this with one color, you can do this with 8 colors, whatever. Just always start with your lightest color first and go down. So you only want to use permanent markers. You don't want to use a highlighter, you don't want to use a washable marker or anything like that. Because yes, the hair will take the color, but once you go to spray the alcohol to redistribute the color evenly, it will just come right off on your paper. It won't be in the hair anymore at all. You need to use a permanent marker because it'll stain the hair. You're also going to need a tablet or a notebook or something with plain white paper. You don't want lined paper. You don't want newspaper. You don't want any paper that's been written on, because the alcohol will reactivate that ink and it'll get all over your hands. It'll get all over your hair, and that is no bueno, girl. You can also use an old towel. However, the only thing with an old towel is when you're painting it, it's going to be rough to get through the hair fiber, because you're going to be basically painting the towel fibers and not the hair. So I like to use just paper because it's smooth and flat, and you can just get in there really good with the marker and color it. You're also going to need a spray bottle full of rubbing alcohol. I use 91% alcohol just because I find that it works better, it dries faster, all of that. I've not done this with the 75 or the 85% alcohol, so I'm not sure how it would turn out. So if you guys experiment with that, be sure to write me a message and tell me how it turned out, because I've never done it. So I only use 91 alcohol for everything. Yeah. Also gonna need a roll of masking tape or painter's tape or anything like that. You just want to make sure you can tape your hair down to your work surface. You're also going to need a really, really cheap plastic teasing brush, much like this. You don't want to use a comb or a wig brush or anything like that, because the bristles need to be very dense, the bristles need to be hard, and the bristles need to be strong. kind of looks kind of jank right now. That's just because I've done this with this brush a couple times. This is my brush for this purpose only. You'll get Sharpie all over everything else if you don't use a specific Sharpie brush. I don't have a video camera or a camera tripod or anything like that, so I'm going to be doing this on my computer. So I'm going to kind of tilt it down and hold stuff up as I go so you guys can kind of see. If you guys can't really see, I apologize in advance, but I'm going to explain it as I go along, so hopefully you guys will understand. You're also going to need a shirt that you don't care about because you're going to get Sharpie all over yourself, all over your hands, whatever. So I'm wearing my nice little Spamalot shirt from when I did it at the Agago Playhouse. So, woo woo, Maine. So, first step you want to do, I'm going to take my camera down. So here you can see my paper. You want to take your hair. Now, for me, I only am going to do like the bottom 3 or 4 inches of hair. So I'm just going to tape my hair up here. Now, I'm using really, really big, wide masking tape, and that's basically just because I bought it and I have it. So, because you really can't use thick masking tape for much besides taping things down. So there we go. So that's the first step, is you want to tape it down to your paper or your towel or whatever. I'm sure you can probably omit this step if you feel like holding it, but I just find that it's easier to do this. Next, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to brush the hair. Ooh. And sometimes when you brush it, it will pull the hair out of the tape. So you just want to make sure you go and you just nice and pack it down again. Okay. So I'm trying to see if I can see. Yeah, okay. So next what you're going to do is you're going to take your Sharpie and you're just going to start coloring in your hair. And now see, I'm holding it up here just in case, even though it is taped down. I do want to make sure that it's not going to be coming loose, because then you're going to get like one random really long pink piece or whatever color you use. So I'm just going to keep Sharpieing, and I'm not Sharpieing straight down. I'm Sharpieing at an angle like that, and that's just so that I can get a better saturation of color. So once you have a little bit of color in there, as you can see, I'm fanning it out with my Sharpie as I go. Just fanning it, and I'm getting all of that hair painted. Now, if you have parts that don't have any color, or you have some parts that have a very, very thick part of color, which that happens a lot up here, you can see where the gradation will start. You'll have like dark, dark, dark pieces, and that's just because that's where your Sharpie is starting as you pull it down. So as you can see, I'm just going through and Sharpieing, and I already have it all over my hand, and I have it all over my little notebook here. Okay. So now that's pretty colored in. Let me move it out of the way from this pink so you're not getting that confused with this. You can see it's pretty well colored in. So you're going to want to peel your tape up, peel your hair off the tape, and then I just want to turn it upside down. Because then if you turn it upside down, you can get the underside of the hair as well. So turn it upside down, hold it, brush it a little bit. I'm going to pull this up. There we go. So as you can see, this side is a lot less saturated than the front side, and that's just because that was the side that I started on. So here we go. I'm just, going through again. All right. So now comes the fun part. So once you have your hair Sharpied sufficiently, you're going to take your alcohol spray bottle and you're going to douse the ends of that hair with it. Now you'll notice if you spray a little too close or something, the hair will turn back to whatever color it started. That's okay. Well, you need the comb, the brush that has the nice stiff bristles, because as you're combing, basically, you're just combing that reactivated Sharpie through the ends of your hair. You're going to want to paint the Sharpie onto the hair 2 or 3 times just to make sure that you get the right color saturation. If you want something that's lighter, like a pastel kind of color, then just do it once and do it very lightly, and then just alcohol the shit out of it. And then when you alcohol it, the color will run, the color will fade a little bit. For me, I want something that's a little more of a pop of pink, so I'm gonna do this 2 or 3 times just to make sure that I get all of once you have your first color nice and saturated as you want it, I'm just going to add a little bit of blue just to the ends of these, just to give it a nice little pop. And you can do a couple different colors if you want. I'm only doing these 2. You can do 4 or 5 colors. You can go all the way up to the end of the hair if you want. Okay, so as you can see, the blue saturated a lot more, and that's just because it's a darker color. So again, you want to spray, and then you just want to start at the ends, wherever your second color is, and then you slowly want to stretch that color and blend it up into your first color. And so this is what it ends up looking like when you're done. I really, 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 really alcoholed the shit out of this color because I wanted it to be nice and a nice pastel kind of color. And the one thing though is whenever you're doing more than one color, you're going to get that little mix in between. So this is pink and blue, just 2 colors, but it gives it the effect of being tricolor because where the pink and the blue meet, it makes a nice pretty kind of. So that's how you customize synthetic hair with a Sharpie. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you guys subscribe and you guys stalk me and add me on everything. All of my social media links, my eBay store, my email address, my website, everything else is listed down in the box. So please be sure to check out the box before you ask me for my Facebook page or my website or anything like that, because the answers are always going to be in the box. As the lesbians say, always check the box first. So have some fun experimenting with some hair, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.